Well, howdy ho, good neighbor. What is going on in Oakland? That's right. There is crime and punishment going on in Oakland. So I have a few stories that I want to share with you about could you live in Oakland? What's going on in America? And how long can this last? Watch these few stories and tell me what you think about the chaos in Oakland. I know this country's going to pot, whether you like it or not, but I don't know how long this can stand. So watch these couple news stories and tell me what you think. I'm going to have a couple, a video series about what's going on in Oakland. So this intro might look familiar because I'm going to do it more than once. That's right. So what is going on in Oakland? You tell me. Let's go watch this video, and it's not good. Okay, bye-bye, everybody. Oh, you know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody.
People living in a neighborhood just north of uptown Oakland say they are fed up with increased crime associated with a nearby encampment. About 20 people live in RVs, cars, and tents under the freeway on 29th Street. Neighbors say they notice more stolen vehicles abandoned in the area. Don Lynn has the story.
Neighbors say the problem started around August. They saw more stolen cars left on 29th Street. They want the city to crack down on it before it gets even worse. A neighbor documents the stripped cars left on his street. He tells me it's turning into a chop shop for car thieves trying to make a quick buck. Other neighbors say they too are frustrated.
I have seen an increase in stolen vehicles, actually both on this block and on 30th. They show up, they've got no plates, they're kind of messed up, and over the next couple days you see everything get stripped off and then they're gone.
Neighbors say while the thieves may not live at the encampment, they may be associated with the people who live there.
As a mother of three, my anxiety is very high every time my child leaves this home. Every time she leaves the school and she's coming back, I am scared for her to make sure that she makes it from school into this house.
Nikki wants to remain anonymous because she and her family live less than a block away.
Yeah, there needs to be a change. It really does. For me, it's just about safety.
Her husband's car remains in the parking lot because they can't afford to fix it.
Just got it fixed. And then the next day, they stole the Cadillac converter right up off of it. And we found someone sleeping in it. Yeah, the alarm went off early in the morning, and my husband came down and found out someone was sleeping in his car.
Fred Strayhorn has lived at the encampment for a year and a half. He says about 20 people live under the bridge. He says the people who dump the cars are outsiders.
We're over here trying not to cause no trouble and to just live and let live. Things continue. The city has no choice but to shut this camp down. You know what I mean? Because it's becoming a nuisance in the neighborhood.
Councilwoman Carol Fife represents the area. She's working with city departments on an enforcement plan. She released a statement saying, due to the sensitive nature of the operations, we aren't able to share details, but we're working to address the safety needs of the housed and unhoused individuals living in and near dangerous conditions. As for Nikki, she says change can't come soon enough.
If there was a way that they could, be transferred somewhere else, I think that would be great.
Many neighbors tell me they're sympathetic because these folks have nowhere to go, but they also worry about the illegal elements the encampment attracts.
Businesses near the Oakland Hills are getting pretty desperate for solutions. You can't blame them. They say a steady stream of break-ins, some caught on surveillance video, is not only threatening their safety, but also their livelihoods. Our Leslie Gooden has the story of two businesses in the same complex that have been hit multiple times.
Here at the Lincoln Square Shopping Center, there are familiar stores like the Jamba Juice, UPS, and also the Chevron station and a liquor store. And they tell me that they have become targets and also places for constant robberies.
This is surveillance video inside the liquor store located at the Lincoln Square Shopping Center. It shows three people coming inside, stealing liquor bottles, and at one point getting into an altercation with the store employee. And one of the suspects even used a fire extinguisher. The video was taken nearly a week ago. The owner, who wishes not to be named, says,
It happened here in this shopping center at least couple of times a week. If not my store or the store have some problem.
The store remains boarded up from the constant break-ins. And they tell us they always call police. And they have reached out to their property manager, TRC Corporation Property Management, for help, who told the shops they would hire more security. But
I don't know if they going to do that or I don't know. I cannot afford to hire security for the store.
we also reached out to the company but haven't heard back. This business owner says these break-ins are taking a toll.
After we have the Breakins, then we don't have any money left to pay the rent. I talked to the landlord, and they said they don't care.
And just down the hill at the Chevron, they say they too are being plagued with similar problems.
To put a sign that says no cash left on the premises?
We tried to do that so that hopefully they don't break in.
Omar has been the general manager at this Chevron for 42 years and shares break-ins and robberies have become the norm.
And try to break into that. So there's usually we leave that drawer wide open and they can see through the window. We leave the shutters open.
The gas station has had back-to-back break-ins. The latest one happening on Sunday, stealing everything from tools, oil, and sodas.
Less than $200 worth of stuff and about $8,000 worth of damage on the windows. And it's not the first time, it's happening over and over again.
How many times a week does this happen?
Well, apparently last couple of weeks we've had 3 break-ins.
Omar adds that the gas station is locally owned and they have reached out to Oakland police each time a break-in happens.
That's when I called 911, telling them I have an intruder, in their location, but obviously they couldn't make it. They came very next day to respond to that.
Who did?
OPD. They did not come at that time because they were busy.
We also reached out to OPD and were told in an email, we are still awaiting a response from our burglary unit. The crime analysis section advised they will look at the data, but the earliest they could respond would be Tuesday. Omar says he and other store managers talk daily about this and would like more police presence, but says they're not sure what else to do.
Now I'm doing my best to run a business, trying to make ends meet. Tough to survive, to make payroll and break up and other things. So I don't know what to tell you.
And the shops tell me that they just want help and support on how to find the best solution with this problem.
Tonight in Oakland, where crime fatigue is setting in for many local business owners.
One example at the 7-Eleven in the Diamond District. Robbers held up the owner for the 3rd time in a month. Don Lynn has more.
Many businesses like the 7-Eleven feel alone and helpless. They say crime is out of control. They're demanding city leaders to do better. The robbery happened just before 12:30 Saturday morning. It's the 7-Eleven on MacArthur Boulevard in the Diamond District. Surveillance video shows 2 young men with masks pretending to buy something. They pulled out 2 guns and held up 2 cashiers. A gunman at the entrance told the customer who was outside to leave. Cashier Daniel Bocret had both hands up.
Yeah, scared, very, very scared. It's a matter of life.
The gunman demanded Daniel and his co-worker empty 2 cash registers. They took some tobacco products as well. Altogether, the cashiers say the store lost several $100s.
They take whatever they want, the money. Just they ask you money to open the register. They take it, they go away.
Daniel started working here recently.
Plastic bag?
He immigrated to Oakland from Africa a year ago, looking for a better life.
No, never happened before in my country like this. I come from Eritrea, Africa.
The store operator Ravi Kakar says it's the 3rd incident since August.
Feel anger. We are tired for seeing this every single day. It's not here, it's everywhere in Oakland.
Ravi says twice in August, large groups of young people ran in and cleaned out their tobacco products. He says those 2 incidents cost him about $12,000.
It's a humble request to the City of Oakland, City of Oakland Council members, Oakland City Mayor, please do something. Please take a strong action.
Despite being shaken up, Daniel came right back to work roughly 12 hours later.
Have a good one. We must work. We cannot, without work, we cannot live in, you know.
Here's a good look at the two gunmen. If you have any information, please call the Oakland police. So far, we're not aware of any arrests in this robbery.
As crime continues to rise in Oakland, an increasing number of people say something has to change, and some say they are tired of waiting for the city to make those changes. They're looking to do it themselves. NBC Bay Area's Brigad Shaban explains they're looking at everything from private cameras to private security.
Can I jump in for 1 second? James Breeden is meeting with a security firm in hopes of using new technology to keep his Oakland community safe. But he's not a law enforcement officer. He's a stay-at-home dad who's fed up with Oakland's rising crime rates. He's worried, and so are his neighbors.
They feel scared.
Burglaries are up 40% citywide this year. Robberies, 30%. Car thefts are spiking too, up 43%, with more than 10,000 stolen so far this year.
But more scary for our neighbors is the escalation in violent crimes.
Surveillance video captured the gunfire back in May when a nanny was mugged in what has long been known as an upscale part of Oakland. She wasn't hurt, but the 15-month-old she was pushing in a stroller was hit by shrapnel when the robber opened fire during the attack. It's one of the many incidents that led neighbors to demand changes. Now Breeden, who's a volunteer board member for the Lakeshore Homes Association in Oakland, is helping get 11 license plate readers installed throughout the neighborhood.
What it will do is let us track where criminals are coming in, which entrances they're using, what times of day, things like that. So it'll be a data collection primarily. It also helps, there's some evidence with solving crimes.
When something happens, they plan to share the data with police. But even those in the security industry acknowledge the potential concerns.
I do believe that there are significant privacy issues when using license plate recognition and potentially tracking people inside of the community without their knowledge. And so that there should be some disclosure as to what's being done and some policies put in place to make sure that it's not abused by the homeowner managers or people in the homeowners association to track their neighbors and the like.
In the meantime, neighbors are also paying to double their own private patrols.
They're afraid. They're afraid.
Terry Lee is with the nonprofit Safer Crocker Highlands. She says her car has been broken into at least 6 times in the last 5 years.
It's something that we're all seeing and feeling. It's really bad, and we need to do something to stop it.
At an annual cost of $35,000, neighbors hope those new license plate readers will be up and recording and part of the solution by the end of the year. Brigad Shaban, NBC Bay Area News.